Okay guys, so before I start the video, I wanted to show you this again. Now I kind of want to keep bringing this to your attention because anytime your DD15 needs to get its valves adjusted, I'm going to show you what a good valve looks like. Okay, you can see the meat on that. I'm going to show you what a worn valve looks like, what a really worn out valve looks like. Okay, these two are really worn out. And what will happen and is going to happen eventually when it gets to the point when there's just no more meat and it breaks. Okay, so you want to kind of catch it in between, maybe closer to this side. So keep that in mind. Again, the manufacturer recommends every 100,000 and then every 500,000 miles or something like that after that. I don't recommend that at all. I don't even agree with that at all, period. So again, keep in mind what will happen. Whatever works for you, every 100,000, every 150,000 miles. Again, take a look for yourself. There we go. Look at that, razor thin. And then look what can happen. So guys, I hope this helps you guys out. Now on to the video. If you have any questions, as always, hit me up. Guys, have a great day. What's going on, everybody? Good morning. So today we've got another DD15 for you. This is a slightly older model, EPA 10. So 2011, 2012, maybe 2013-ish, right around there. So if your truck sounds like this in the mornings, possible you may have a valve issue going on in the cylinder head. Let me show you what we found, or what we are finding as we're going along. Okay guys, so this engine is completely cold right now. Just wanted to show you something really quick and we'll hopefully confirm this in a second. So as of now, low temperatures, low everything. But this is what I want you to hear. If this sounds familiar, this is what you might have to look forward to, but we'll see. Let's see what you guys think. So you guys can hear how it struggles to start. You can hear that sputter. Chances are your valves are out of adjustment. Now this truck was already adjusted about 2 months ago. If you find that you have to adjust it again, more than likely one of the valves or several of the valves, well, unfortunately they got to get replaced, which means you're going to need a new cylinder head. So let me show you guys what we find as we go along. Okay guys, so what I want to confirm really quick before I actually start doing any valve adjustments, I want to see exactly which cylinders potentially have a problem. So we're going to do a simple compression test. I've done this many times in other videos, but I just kind of want to show you guys, hey, if you're having to readjust your valves in a short amount of time, more than likely you've got another issue going on, and yes, you're going to have that cylinder head replaced. This is why it's important to adjust your valves, stay on top of that maintenance, guys. Again, these trucks, a lot of the newer things are just not like the older ones anymore, where you can run it so long and not have to really worry about it. So just to kind of give you guys a heads up, let's see what we got here. Okay, I'm going to connect, see what codes we have, and then I'm going to go into my usual process here. So we've got some leakage, high pressure fuel. That's interesting. EGR codes, charge cooler circuit. Let's go here. Actions. I'm going to go to relative compression test. Hold on. Bottom left, it's going to say run test. It's going to give you a disclosure. Click on yes. Let me make sure nobody's got their hands on the engine bay. Lo voy a probar, chavo. All right, guys, making sure nobody is there. So we're going to do a quick compression test. Let's see if I can put this down. There. That's not really working out, is it? All right. Fuck it, let's go. Crank. Okay guys, you heard it there. Let's see what the results are so we can confirm which cylinders are completely out of spec. Let's give it a shot and see what we got. Woo, look at that. That is not good at all. Number 1 is 0. Number 2, 89. Number 3, 100. Number 4, 82. Number 5, and number 6. So that is pretty bad. I would definitely say that is a fail, and yes, that is still considered a fail. So let's take everything off the top, and I'll show you guys how tight those valves are, or what we got. Guys, and so far, oh, sorry about that. So far, here we are. We are TDC1, and I showed you guys that number 1. Usually the exhaust valves are pretty good. See, I'm still gonna measure them. I haven't adjusted anything. This is the number 1 intake, and this thing is very, very tight. So here's 1, here's 2, it's got a little bit on there. I think that was actually pretty good. And then number 4, it's got side to side play, but nothing on the up and down. So again, usually the exhausts are fine at the intakes that are gonna be pretty tight. So we're gonna go ahead and adjust them all, but the customer wants me to also look at the engine brakes. So not only am I going to adjust the engine brakes to see how they're doing, number 1, I'm going to apply about 50 PSI. I'm going to remove the solenoids, which I did. I'm going to apply about 50 PSI of air. And then these little solenoids should pop out for those 3. And then for the rear, it'll be those 3 back there. I'm going to see how they respond, because he says the Jake brakes seem kind of weak. So either we have weak solenoids, we have an oil pressure issue, or one of these little cylinders isn't popping out and doing its job. So we're going to hopefully narrow all this down, and there's a lot to do in a little bit of time. So let's get going. Hey guys, so the valves have already been adjusted. So what I'm going to do now is go through the same procedure. I'm going to make sure that nobody's in the way. I'm going to crank the engine over, and we're going to see the results after the valve adjustment. The valves were very tight on the intake. The exhausts were fine, but I still went ahead and checked them just to be on the safe side. So I'm going to crank it and let you guys take a look. Okay guys, so you're gonna notice, number 1, the cranking sounds different. The RPM speed or engine speed is definitely higher, different than it was before. So listen for yourself and take a look at the results. Okay guys, so what I'm doing here is going over the results with the customer, and unfortunately my position of the camera wasn't very well, or I didn't put in the right spot or the right position, but cylinder 1 did improve to 90, I think it was 97%. Everything else increased, as you can see. Number 5 and number 6 were at 20 and 24%, and now they're at 98, 99%. So a valve adjustment does help, guys. Make sure that you are staying on top of these adjustments. Everyone has their own opinion, whether it's every 100,000 miles or every 150,000 miles. But again, stay on top of it, and your trucks will take care of you. Okay, guys, so what I'm doing here is I'm just going over some things with the customer. I'm showing him when you start the truck what kind of oil pressure to look for. If he sees a decline or a dip in oil pressure, that could be something as simple as the oil seals or the pickup tube. So that, again, engine's completely cold. You're going to notice that the oil pressure itself is at 58 PSI. Some are a little bit higher, but 58 is pretty good. I'm not going to worry about that. I mean, the engine itself does have over 1 million miles, but still we're at 58 PSI. Oil pressure. Customer wanted to look at the horsepower rating, which we can see that on the truck. Some of them, as far as the Detroits, allow you to make changes to increase the horsepower, and some are just fixed by the MCM. So there really isn't much that you can do when it comes to increasing horsepower. There are some changes you can make to the parameter as far as progressive shifts. When it comes to your transmission, you can change the miles per hour, cruise control, things like that. So just to kind of show you what we're doing here. Other than that, guys, if you like the video, please give it a like, a thumbs up, subscribe. If you have any questions, as always, hit me up, and I'll be more than happy to help you guys out.